Alright guys, Georgia Jim. Got this Paclock UCS here. This is the 1A model, and that just designates the padlock body size. The UCS is their universal core, and these can be swapped out. You just pop the shackle, remove the retaining pin, and swap cores. Kind of like an interchangeable core, but not quite. These are 6-pin locks. All driver pins are security pins. They do not use the standard driver like you will see on the 90A Pro or the 90A and things like that. They don't use that for that last chamber. So everything in here is a security driver. They don't use security key pins. So we'll get this in the vise and we'll get to picking. All right, so we got the lock in the vise. This does use an American lock keyway, so we can use the exact same tools that we would use for an American. So we're going to use a 50 thousandths top of the keyway, 25 thousandths hook, 6, 5, 4. All right, 4 is good. 3. Lots of clicks on 3. It's loose now. Let's check pin 2. It's not doing anything. Pin 1. Gave it some counter rotation. I think 1 is good. Let's see. 6, 5, 4. More clicks on 3. Some counter rotation on 2. Counter rotation on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got a false set. 5. You can get it without dropping anything, and there we go. So this is actually tougher than I just made it look. And once we get it gutted, I'll show you why. These do gut slightly different than most Paclock. We need 2 different tools. We need a 3/32 Allen key to remove the core. We can just set this to the side. And we need a 1.5 millimeter, so we're swapping from standard to metric to pull this retaining pin. Once you have the lock picked, turn it back to neutral, insert your key, turn the pin counterclockwise. That is important, and I'll show you why. Okay, you have a retaining pin here. So if you have it going the opposite direction, you can drop driver pins. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to show you why this lock could be extremely difficult. Let's say it's pin 1 is a spool, 2 is a spool, 3, come on, tweezers, tweeze, 4 is a serrated, 3 and 4 are both serrated, I'm sorry, 5 is a spool, and 6 is a spool. I'm sorry, 6 is a serrated. I just can't talk. All right, so I'm going to zoom in on this plug holder. And I got this at a little bit of an angle. And I'm going to drop these key pins in, these driver pins in. And you can see how they're interacting with the lock. And we can see that on chambers 1 and 3, let me get that a little closer for you guys. focus, come on. There we go. You can see 1 and 3 sit so low that I would have to give a little bit of manual counter rotation to get that up out of the plug. So that really made the lock a little bit more tricky. And as the serrations from these other serrated pins or the spools getting pushed through the core would often drop pin 3 right back down, and I'd have to more or less just counter rotate that again and risk dropping other pins. So definitely makes it a lot trickier to pick. That was pin 4. Let me get these back in the pinning tray. Let's see, 6, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. There's no counter milling or anything like that, but all the security pins are, and driver pins, key pins and driver pins, I'm sorry, all of them are steel pins. So these bite a lot harder, in my opinion, than the brass pins that you'll find in the 90A, 90A Pro, and things like that. So that's what we're looking like for pinning. We had 2 spools, then 2 serrated, then another spool and another serrated. So that's the Paclock UCS. And again, make sure when you do go to gut that you turn the plug counterclockwise. That way you're not risking dropping driver pins into that retaining pin and potentially bricking your lock. So, all right guys, thanks.